I think the last meeting, all we talked about was the fence on Moorhead's property.
We'll talk about this more too.
Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Public comments, I don't see anyone. Agenda items, first, we don't have old business on here, so I think someone wants to discuss old business. Do you have some old business to discuss?
Yeah, on Moorhead's property.
Okay.
I ain't seen the fence go up yet, and they got people calling me, coming from the house or something in town, asking me about it.
I think I can speak to that a little bit. I ran into Will one day somewhere. We ran into him talking on the phone. I don't remember exactly. Mr. Moorhead went and knocked on the door to the neighbor's house to discuss building the fence, and the guy informed him that his life circumstances had changed and he was about to sell his house, so Will bought the house. Or is in the process of buying the house.
Which house you talking about?
The one that Ted and Jeff renovated, one right next to Country Diner.
But that's
So-
not the one that
That ain't
people
what I'm talking
complain
about.
about.
Okay.
I'm talking about the fence supposed to go around that property, show that
Okay.
junk there, it looks like Dimbo's.
I'm with you. I thought you were talking about the fence on this
No,
side.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about the one.
Yeah, I haven't seen the fence go up either.
It ain't there.
That, but that does tie in, because he was waiting to see how much fence he was gonna have to buy, because that was no longer gonna have to be fenced in between those two properties. So, once he bought, he's in the process of putting that fence up, he's just trying to wait and see where it's supposed to be and how much he's gonna buy.
Yeah. Why can't he go and put it up block what he's got junk he's got sitting there? That's nasty looking, Mark, y'all know that. Everybody sitting here doing
I think you can go ahead and fence the back two sides, the
the front side of
And
front
he
side
said-
of Broadview, and then separate the
Maple
he's-
Street, go up through there
So,
and block that front off anyway, because she's sitting there with people, $300,000 homes. They're sitting there looking at a bunch of junk.
Is he going to use that house as commercial that he's planning on buying, or is he going to use that
when I
as-
talked to him, he didn't say, but his own commercial and it's being used as a residence, I think he could go either way.
That's true, but again,
I think if it stays residential,
if it
he may
stays
still need
residential,
to build the fence he agreed to build, even though he's not
Correct.
under
If
the
it stays
property.
residential, he's gonna build that fence.
So I think the best thing to do, Mark, would be to possibly reach out to him and just ask him what his time frame is that we've had some complaints.
I'll give him a call tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a good idea to just find out, because I don't,
Would we make somebody build a fence between their own property lines? I mean, if they own both parcels.
I don't know.
If one of them stays residential, then he will.
I mean, again,
Well-
it's always what are you going to expect and what are you going to enforce? I don't know. It's just every time we turn around,
Well, I
there's
think
some way that
he needs to comply with what we requested he do, even if he owns
But
both properties.
he said a long time ago, he's gonna build that fence there
Yeah.
to cover up that property. He ain't bought the property yet, he still ain't built the fence.
I just want people. I just want our rules to be upheld.
I think the issue we have here would be enforcement. I don't know that we gave him a time frame. Maybe in the future we need to
I
specify a
don't
time
think we gave a
frame.
time frame.
Well, but if he's, as I recall, and I'd have to go back to the minutes and see exactly, but that approval was made conditioned upon him building that fence.
I think
And
so.
if
yeah.
there wasn't a specific time frame, I think the planning commission could come back and give him a time frame.
give him a
say,
specified time frame. I think so.
Or pull the license.
or issue a notice of violation,
Who would do that?
What
The city,
license,
the city.
the city.
what license are you talking about?
I don't think you
Oh,
could
we
put
don't
a
have a
business license, but I think you could.
It'd be just like any other.
Be a civil
building,
action, like, yeah.
Any other ordinance violation or regulation
It's just
violation.
every time we have an ordinance, it looks like it's how do I way to get around anything you try to enforce. They can figure a way to get around it.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking at the minutes that were wrote down here, which is the short version, that it don't look like we gave them a time frame, but we can certainly reach out to him, Mark, maybe when you call him tomorrow, just come up, see if he would voluntarily give us a reasonable time frame, and then we need to have some type of enforcement where if he doesn't comply with that, we send him a letter.
If it's gonna be used as an office building, then there's no need to have.
It's going to be
a-
commercial, but like Jackie said, if it's going to be used as a residential, I think.
But
that
if
would
it's
be
gonna be resold and it's gonna be a residential, when it's resold, then it's, well, we don't have to build a fence
we owned
because
it.
we wavered that because we owned it. So,
Well, I don't think that automatically, again, I think the
It's two parcels of property.
existing
so
parcel
it
was
doesn't-
approved based on a fence being
Based,
built,
yeah.
and unless the plan commission changes that,
The fence hadn't been built, so yeah.
okay.
I'd say we can follow up on that next meeting we have. Mark, you said you can reach out to him tomorrow.
I'll give him a call tomorrow.
Okay. Any other old business?
I think we discussed this in September, but Mark, do you have any new information on water or sewer, or it's all just
I don't have anything new from September. I know that the county's moving forward on the things, that have been talked about. I think they're in a place where they're close to bidding the project on Verona Caney,
okay?
and they're still working on their easements up 31A,
Okay.
but getting closer.
Okay. Reason I asked the county water board's engineer, is it Bob?
Bob Ramsey.
Yeah, Bob Ramsey. He just called me out of the blue the other day and asked me how many paper lots we had approved, because the county was in the process of applying for something with TDEC, and I don't know if it's to put another straw in the river.
It was.
or is that what that was about?
I actually went with them to
Okay, good.
to a meeting with TDEC and the Army Corps of Engineers and
Okay.
TVA last week. It was just a preliminary meeting
Sure.
to ask questions, but the good thing was no one,
At least the conversations.
yeah, no
happened.
one seemed to be, opposed to
Are we moving
moving
along
forward.
in talks towards maybe the Marsh County purchasing this?
They have wanted to, they want to hold off on that because they've got 2 or 3 projects going right now, and they want to return to that discussion in 6 months just to try to button up a couple of these other projects that they've got ongoing. These 2 lines plus the permit process. Tommy told me he had office staff and just about everybody out working on easements on this 31A. I think they just feel like they've got too much going on to discuss it, but they are still interested and want to discuss it, just when they've got a little more time to concentrate on it.
Okay. Any other old business?
Don't think so.
Then let's move to new business discussion for Ron Pearman's plat.
Just at a glance, it looks to me like the plat complies with all of our subdivision rules and regulations with lot sizes, lot widths, lot depths. In essence, he's increasing the size of lot 4, decreasing the size of lot 3. So we're not creating a new legal lot at this time, just modifying the shape and the size of the 2 existing lots. So I think this would be okay for a favorable recommendation, but before we do that, I did want to ask how we handle the possibility of a future division if the add-on portion labeled as parcel A appears to be set up to be the proper size, where it could be a future lot on a future division of lot 4.
so
which
lot 3 is this now, so.
right now it's this.
So, and what he's doing is splitting that, and now
Yes.
this is all lot 4.
Yes, but
And then this will be a future.
it could
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, right now it can't be because of the water and the sewer situation. However, if lot 4 were ever divided to be 4A and 4B, or lot 4, lot 5, how do we handle at that time? Do we need to go ahead and put any stipulations in with this approval that by creating the 5th lot, he falls under anything with the sidewalks and or underground utilities, which the underground utilities is it's past that because all the lots I think already have utilities on it, or is that something? Todd, help me. Is that something that we could bring up at some future date without discussing it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Again, I think, you've got to consider this as it's presented. If you want to clarify that, it's your position that if parcel A were to be later subdivided, it would be considered
Still part of the
that
original division.
development,
Okay.
but that's not really part of the vote. I mean, that's just
Yeah,
something.
because I mean, the plat as presented complies with our rules and regulations. It's 2 legal lots, it's still gonna be 2 legal lots, just one's becoming smaller. Lot 3 is becoming smaller, lot 4 is becoming bigger. It's just,
I think we need something that he understands, that if that is changed, then he has to comply with all the things, and it has to be something that it's in writing.
Well, I mean, he's gonna have to come back at a future date to ask us to split this off, so I would say at that time, we just tell him, none of us, the 6 of us might be sitting here when this is done, so I
And there
mean.
could be new regulations in
Yeah,
place.
I mean-
It could be years from now.
but, and the only reason I bring that up at some future date, if he sold lot 4, and John Smith, future owner of lot 4, brings in a plat to simply divide lot 4,
Haven't we had some of those things to take place? People have developed in 2 different groups,
And
so
then
they wouldn't have to
Do another
comply with
LLC or
the
whatever.
things, and
So it'd be,
I just
or
wanted
could we
to
put a
make,
time frame within the next 24 months if lot 4 were divided, it would still be tied
I don't want
back
to,
to.
What we gonna do now? You talking about the main things, the underground stuff, so you gonna have to go back and
Well, I
put
don't-
underground sewage
don't-
to all these
I
houses.
don't-
He
no,
couldn't
there's
do it.
already,
I don't think so.
because it's already
It's already
overhead.
existing overhead.
It would be, it would,
I think it would more or less just be the sidewalks.
We gonna put sidewalks,
Sidewalks.
2 lots.
I think we decided
Or sidewalks to nowhere.
I think we decided at one other meeting, we wasn't gonna make sidewalks, but nowhere big.
Yeah,
well,
because they don't
that's
really-
yes and no, because, eventually, it's the town that's gonna have to build them, if you put in sidewalks eventually. But I'll stand down.
you could probably come back when when the next one was submitted and require dedication of right of way for the sidewalks. If
That-
you want them on public property, or to have it reserved
Sure.
so you can put it on public property in the future.
I think that makes sense. And again, I think the plat complies just like it is. I don't think it's something we have to put a stipulation on this plat, but I think it may be good to have it on record that we've had this conversation. Yeah, I mean, and again, with the water and sewer moratorium, temporary moratorium, he may not be able to do anything with a future division for 6 months or a year. We don't, we're hopeful. I think we're all hopeful that,
Well, I'm hopeful too, but
He
we
could,
still ain't nowhere close on this water.
yeah, so.
I don't
with-
think, y'all think y'all? I don't think we are.
I don't think we made any progress in a
No,
year.
ain't
have we?
made none.
So if this
All we done
is,
raise rates up.
if this is several years down the road, and or if it were a different owner, I think we would just have to look at it as a minor division of a piece of property into 2 lots.
Yeah, if you want, if you approve the site plan and you want to put in the approval that, the specific statement that says that, this is not, if parcel A were to be submitted later, that this would be considered part of the original subdivision. That'll
Well,
be
let's-
in the
yeah,
approval, and so.
Just make that.
Yeah, I would make a motion that we approve this plat, subject to the understanding that if there's a future division of lot 4 to create a 5th lot, that it would still be tied back to the original 4-lot division, becoming a 5-lot division of property.
I'll second that.
I have a
And
motion and a second.
is that good enough?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, when it comes back to do the next one, you'll have to address it then still, but.
Okay. I like it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
I think that's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Motion carries.
And it was 10 years down the road, none of us is gonna be sitting here, somebody else can deal with it. But if
2
it's,
years back, I don't.
but if it's in 6 months, we'll, and hey, if we don't want sidewalks going to nowhere, it may not even matter. But at least we'll have the option to back up and revisit any differences that he would have to do with 5 lots versus 4 lots.
The only thing, if he had to come to anybody on this board, anything else, if he come back next month, won't split that in 2 lots, it won't never have to pay anything to
I mean, it can't right now because of our water and sewer situation.
it. Correct. But
Right
I'm
now,
saying if he
anyway.
gonna split them 2 lots more, it ain't.
Okay. Any other business?
No,
You wouldn't be for him splitting that to another residential lot?
I think it would comply with our rules and regulations.
Same thing as this one.
If the water and sewer were resolved, which I don't think that's gonna happen in the next few months. But I think as it's laid out now, it would comply with our rules and regulations for lot
It's just,
widths,
you know,
lot
it's just-
sizes, so on and so forth.
It's just somewhere.
But Jackie, we would have the right, by putting that condition on there, we would have the right to back up, and it would be our option if you wanted all them houses to be fed with underground power, to make that 5th lot. I
Who's
think,
gonna pay for it?
You
I
can't
think
go
he-
back, you can't go back and make all the existing houses have underground power.
if
If
already
he
got
wants that
homeowners.
5th
if he
one,
wants that 5th lot, there's an easement in place. I mean, not saying that we would. I mean, the powers.
how bad you want, you
Yeah,
know.
but the sidewalk, the only comment I would have on the sidewalk, I don't foresee a sidewalk going down
But I
Broadview.
think we done something way with sidewalks, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, but- however, if lot 4 were ever divided, I could see a sidewalk going up 31A someday. I mean, it may not happen right now, but at that moment in time, we could say we would approve it, but we want a sidewalk on lot 4.
Yeah.
Because the lot that fronts 31A, because I could, if that development over here that Huntley had ever happened, it would probably have a sidewalk going somewhere. I could see the possibility that a sidewalk would go up the main road
I
someday.
can also see the price of what the sidewalk gonna cost us, go down this highway down here too.
It may connect up there, may go north.